Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, September 4th, 2020, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Hey, we ended a crappy week with a typical crappy, freaky Friday. Uh, Not much to brag about here. After dropping over 800 points yesterday, the Dow opened up. I think it was up over 200 points up here at its high, but then it started dropping pretty quickly, and down here it was down around 500 points, I think. And then it recovers, last 2/3 of the day, and then it does a little drop there right at the end. Looks like it actually went positive briefly right there with 45 minutes to go, but then it drops back, officially closing down 159. So the Dow's all over the place. I am always amused that uh, experts, particularly experts, aren't really experts in market activity, but they're trying to tie this all in and see some political meaning in the movement of the Dow. And I'm not going to name her, but she's been lately kind of describing herself as a expert on what's going to happen financially, and of course this big sell-off. Yeah, she's been predicting a crash, a market crash, and mainly because they can't pass another COVID-19 relief package, and that this is going to cause a market crash. Well, it's ludicrous, of course. The market doesn't care about that COVID-19 relief package at all. The forces behind the market don't care. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not saying this in a mocking way, but the forces behind the market do not care what service workers who are unemployed in the United States today because of COVID, how they're doing. The market doesn't care about those. Those aren't the people that cause movement in the stock market. And so, anyway, basically, she was saying that this 800 point drop confirms her prediction that the market crash is coming, and blah 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 blah. Well, that's just absurd. In fact, actually, today's action following this 800 point drop suggests that this isn't a crash at all. Um, this is definitely uh, stocks are holding back from really selling off. And if you look at um, our long view here, again, I showed you this so many times, but this is the all-time highs back in February. This is the lows in March, and then we've had this continuous upside move that's been going on and going on and going on, and right here at the end, the last 2 days, we get this little blip. This is not a crash. This is just a bump in the road. It's nothing more than a bump in the road. And I'm not saying that the stock market couldn't do a big sell-off like it did back in March. That could happen. Um, but I honestly, if I saw that, I would just, I'm just flapping my gums here, but I would say we probably might, it could conceivably see something like that following the election. Um, I don't foresee that, but if it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen then. Or if something happens that really tells broadcasts pretty clearly what the election results are going to be. And of course, I'm kind of smiling because, yeah, who knows what the election results are going to be, except me, of course. So let's not worry about that. Anyway, yeah, a crappy day for us. We had 5 positions coming in, and we ended up closing those out with negative $534. Actually, that was an improvement over where we were yesterday. So that negative $534 wasn't so bad. The problem is we got re-entered in a trade, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. And that suck us with some nasty open trade losses. So we have 3 positions, 2 positive, 1 negative, but we're carrying negative $4,600 open trade over the weekend. And again, if I didn't say this, the Dow officially was down 159. Let's look at that one spoiler trade. If it hadn't been for this, you know, we would have been okay. We could have said, well, glad Friday's over. Well, I'm still glad Friday's over, but it just didn't do anything for us to make us feel particularly good. This is LABG, which is the biotech bear, so it's going to go up when the biotech industry goes down, and of course everything's been going down the last 2 days, so this was expected to do pretty good. About the second hour of the day yesterday we bought it. It closed pretty profitably yesterday, but it popped up here very nicely this morning for us, and we ended up taking $9,300 in this single trade in the biotech biotech bear. And it would have been so nice to just stop there, but you know, that isn't the way we do things, and the stock kept moving a little bit higher for next 90 minutes or so, and we get re-entered here. And I kind of gulped when I saw that, just because I'm looking at the Dow, and I realize the Dow isn't going to keep going down, so this thing isn't going to keep going up, and that's exactly what happened. We had profits in this for maybe 20 minutes or so, and then it started fading, and it faded all day long. So we end up negative $6,400 in LABD, the biotech bear. And so we made $9,300 closing that trade out. We got back into it, and we give $6.4 thousand back, 2/3 of our profit. Now it's still open trade, and yeah, you know, on Monday maybe the Dow gap's way down, this thing jumps up there, and we get out neutral or with a little bit of profit even. It's possible. But I've been here before, and it looks to me like what I'm hoping for, we can just get out of it where we are right now and not take additional loss. We'll just have to see. Anyway, hey, screw it. It was a bad week. We have bad weeks. That happens. We will recover, of course. We're not really in a bad drawdown even. We're just in this funky period of not making money, and I never like that. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Trader Bob Oh, wait a minute. This isn't just any weekend, is it? This is Labor Day weekend. So I'm not going to be back here on Monday. I'll be back here on Tuesday. And you guys enjoy this great 3-day weekend.